And Bobby Brown about to go get. Paul McCartney, I'm rich. I'm Muhammad Ali, I talk. I'm James Brown about to tear down this. I'm Michael Jackson, them baddest bag gon' get it. What you mean?
Yeah, pulling up with the crew.
Oh my goodness.
Must have done same with the roof.
Oh my goodness.
You sitting looking stupid on the stoop.
Oh my goodness.
I would take notes if I were you.
Oh my goodness.
This was designed with the stars, the square and the cross, so we know true north.
Oh my goodness.
Smiling with 50 carats in my jaw.
Oh my goodness.
The law, it's a shame, rhyme, crime. It's a shame they let us jump out of Bentleys with dirty vans.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. Today, our coverage kicks off with a good one here between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New Orleans Saints. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Throwing on first is Wentz. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Marcus Williams, the rookie from Utah. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Well, partner, that was not a good omen right there. The very first play from scrimmage, you just want to give yourself a nice, simple throw and hopefully get yourself into a rhythm. That is the last thing you're expecting. And now you put your defense in a tough spot right from the word go.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Now Breeze throwing on second down. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. Touchdown, New Orleans. Brandon Coleman, 39 yards. And the Saints have taken the early lead. Coming into the year, Breeze, 465 touchdown passes, add another one to the total.
You know, it's funny, I just talked with his college head coach, and he told me that when Drew was a sophomore at Purdue, they weren't sure he was truly the starter, even though he started the opening game, and he made a play early in that one where the coach got on the headset and told the rest of the staff, well, fellas, we found our quarterback. Now we got to make sure we find the rest of our team.
Breeze hasn't looked back since. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now in this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. This is Ajayi. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Now they'll throw it. Wentz throwing middle, but it's incomplete. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. They fake the give. Now Wentz. The open man is Smith. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28.
Well, that certainly looked like the Torrey Smith we knew in Baltimore. A guy who can just run past defenses, and what do they say? Take the top right off of them.
Game-changing speed, and the days in Baltimore good, days in San Fran not so great, but now hoping to get back to his former self.
I would say they have an extremely motivated wide receiver in Torrey Smith.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. On second down, here's Wentz. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
So another drive coming up for the New Orleans Saints offense. And earlier we discussed the game that Drew Brees had in that come-from-behind win. But they're still running the ball effectively with that two-headed monster, aren't they?
Yeah, Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, they combined for 271 total yards, 2 touchdowns. How about Kamara's big touchdown catch, bobbled, and then they had to go for 2 to tie the game. Otherwise, we don't get to overtime. Really nice play call by the head coach, Sean Payton. That fake one way, flip it to the backside. Kamara outran everyone to the pylon. Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. On second down, Ingram. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. Third down now following the run. Working from the gun, it's Brees. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on third down to bring up 4th. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out now come the Eagles. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit. Like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jay Ajayi there out of the backfield. And it's third down.
Well, they're slinging it. And then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. Now Wentz on third down. He finds Aguilar over the middle. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Ajayi. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 4 yards on the pickup, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Wins to throw on 2nd down. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Cameron Jordan in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Sheldon Rankins, he's the one to get in this time, and back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. They do go for it. It's Wentz. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Tyler Davison. Busting through to get him for a loss of 6. And partner, I'm not really sure what in the world they were thinking on 4th and long there at this stage in the game, but you think social media may be firing up a little bit right now?
Oh, the coach is trending right now. Right? There's no doubt about it. People are wondering what that decision was. But it takes me back to a number of years ago. A very successful coach in the league had told himself before a playoff game he was going to be aggressive. No matter what, he's going to be aggressive. And it ran his team into some real problems early, and they got upset.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of...
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Marcus Williams, the rookie from Utah.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. So after the INT, it's Breeze. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Now Breeze. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Vinny Curry. Coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. He didn't get rid of the football there, took the sack, although that's easier said than done. He can't just chuck the thing sideways into the seats.
No, he really can't because you're not afforded total protection as a quarterback. You have to get outside of the tackle boxes as defined by the NFL, meaning wherever your tackles operate normally, get outside of that, and the ball that you throw has to get back to at least the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you face an intentional grounding call.
Now Breeze. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Jay Ajayi works his way back onto the field. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you got a chance to come back to him when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. Let's quickly go on to a different discussion after that incompletion. Right now in the NFL, there's 9, 4, and 6 teams, Charles. Any of them you think have a chance at jumping up and making the playoffs?
No, the case can always be made for any of them. We know that. But the one that intrigues me and jumps off the page at me, the Los Angeles Chargers. We know they've had a lot of bad luck along the way. That's part of what contributed to their 4-6 season. But they blasted Buffalo this past week. They go to Dallas on a short week on Thanksgiving Day, and Dallas is reeling a little bit. Cleveland.
Ajayi hit. He lost the football. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it, and somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
Donnie Jones set to punt it away now in his 14th year in the NFL. Back deep for the Saints is Ted Ginn. Taken from just outside the 30. Oh, some strong running. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. He's only had a couple of carries. I mean, when you got a horse like this, second quarter, got to start to ride that horse a little more, don't you?
You can't just neglect him. He's got to touch it, and often, in order to get maximum out of him. Typically, these types of backs, it's the accumulation of carries, and that's when you...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. He tried to get something going there with a little toss behind the line of scrimmage. Unsuccessful.
How about the athleticism of the coverage, though? Being able to dance with him coming out of the backfield. That's not easily done. But not only did he dance, took it, wheeled, and went the other way. Ended up with 6 points for his team.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Throwing on first down is Breeze. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Well, we got a minute here after that incompletion. What are your Thanksgiving plans this week?
Well, I'm still trying to figure them out totally. But can I tell you what happened pre-Thanksgiving?
Sure.
Okay, in my game this week,
yeah.
I had Minnesota and Los Angeles. So
right.
In pregame, I got bumped into the GM of Minnesota who had a big cup of coffee, splashed all over both of us. I had to work the game in my suit, drenched in coffee. But before the game, I was a little upset about what had happened, so I was upstairs. And one of my colleagues, Max, says to me, he's just standing there, and he knows I don't want to talk. And finally just looks at me and goes, so what are your plans for Thanksgiving?
That was his default. He had nothing else to go to.
Nothing to go to. So, Max, I didn't know then, and I still don't know now what my plans are for Thanksgiving.
Well, we know you're prepping. You got a game this week. But happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Breeze now. He finds Coleman. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Again, it's Breeze. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Well, selfishly, I'm happy for that incompletion because I wanted to discuss Philadelphia's situation this last week. Jake Elliott, kicker, unfortunately got hurt. They went for 2. They went for it on 4th down. And who was doing the kickoffs for them?
Camus Grugier-Hill, who's a backup outside linebacker, a guy that can flat out run and plays well in special teams. But who knew he had a big leg, a big foot on him as well. So normally you would think that the punter would take over the duties, but the motion of the leg swing is different. I don't think the Eagles wanted to mess with Donnie Jones' leg swing as a punter.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. To throw is Breeze. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Well, again, they'll throw with Breeze. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Brandon Graham in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. The final shot before half for Breeze. He lets it go deep for Fleener. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. All right, hang on here. We'll jump over halftime. Just let the system and graphics catch up. Okay, all set. 3rd quarter now. That'll be taken in the end zone. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. The play fake to Ingram. Now it's Breeze. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Brandon Graham in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Now Breeze on 3rd down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a big hit there as he runs into a brick wall. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup. And now they've got a 3rd down and 8.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
The Eagles on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. Shotgun now for Wentz. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. This to equal Matt Prater's record. It's a 64-yard attempt. And they're not going to get the kick off in time.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Still 4th down.
Here's Donnie Jones now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And it's caught. Kobe Flainer. And he gets this one all the way up to the 40-yard line. A good pick up there at 20 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Breeze picked off by his former teammate, Malcolm Jenkins. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field. So play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more. But a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 15 he goes. 12 yards there as they move the chains. They'll run it now out of the gun. This play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it. And in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Throwing now is Wentz. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
And the kick by Elliott is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So they were able to move the ball into the red zone, but they'll wind up coming away with just 3.
Yeah, 32-yarder. That's equal to an extra point nowadays, and those are no problem for an NFL kicker.
That's fielded in the end zone. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Breeze to throw on 2nd down. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. They give him a gain of 37. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet,
and he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the fourth quarter of play. On 2nd down, here's Breeze. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Brandon Coleman was the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Brandon Graham getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. most of the time.
Torrey Smith, watch him go. 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Torrey Smith, 76 yards. And the Eagles add on to their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Elliott now to add the extra point. And it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. Elliott now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Here's Breeze. And he's got it over the middle. Fleener. And he's brought down after a good gain. A really good pickup of 28 yards. From midfield, here's Breeze. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
There's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Shotgun now for Breeze. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Breeze looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Michael Thomas, 43 yards. And the Saints are back within a score. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
That's fielded in the end zone. They find some open field here. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Great return.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Now we get a look at Torrey Smith as he comes back out onto the field. They might want to mix something up defensively because he's been shredding them a bit, hasn't he?
That he has, and even with all the changes that you know are going on the defensive side of the ball, he's still finding ways to get open, finding the right spots, and the delivery's been pretty good, too.
He's over 100 yards, has the 1 touchdown score to this point. They'll run it now out of the gun. Room here to run. Ajayi escapes him, and he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. scrimmage, back at the 6. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Here's Smallwood on 3rd and goal. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. Here we go, a big play and a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal. They come out here in the eye. They'll try to run with a J. And he's in. Front Eagles touchdown. Jay Ajayi punching it in from a yard away. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. The 20. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting. But I am excited about this. I know you are, too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. And the lead is down to a field goal now. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. So a little under 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time if they can get this onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. A chance for us now to discuss Jay Ajayi. And these numbers showing up on the screen, that's why he's their star. They kept him down for a little bit, couldn't keep him down for a full fourth quarter.
But what they were hoping for was a half of a game. And if they could have shut it down at the half, they had done their job. But as you mentioned, a full 4 quarters, and the best, they always feel like they're one run away from changing the momentum or breaking something big. And we're starting to see that here in the second half.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints.
It's not often that we see big plays end in disaster, and we just absolutely saw it right there. They had something really big cooking on that one.
When you're down near the goal line like that on a big play, do you get maybe a little too careless, a little too desperate for the goal line?
I think the last part is exactly right. You get desperate for the goal line, and sometimes you get the ball out of him away from your body, or you're trying to extend to get there, or maybe you're just trying so hard that the ball will come out of your hands. In any event, that's a big opportunity lost.
And the tight end has it, Fleener. A nice gain of 21 yards. Breeze, one of the best ever in these situations as he's trying to get his guys set. And he'll stop it with a spike here with 7 seconds left on the clock. He'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Brandon Graham. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it, because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.